Talk to him. 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 Talk to him.
Well, it's been a long break for us at True North Studios, but our long awaited return has come at last, and it's a good one to bring us back in season 57 of ESEA Advanced. And I can't think of a better way to spend a Monday night here on Twitch. My name is Not Really Evan. We'll be your main cast for tonight, joined, of course, by the man, the myth, the legend himself, Phaser. How are we doing tonight? We got two really good teams leading off this first game of the season 57 season, and I think we've been on break for a bit, but I think we chose a good day to come back.
Yeah, I think you can't really ask for a better opening matchup than this, right? Phantom Sense versus Empire, two teams that are well known within the advanced division, and I mean, plenty of success from both sides last season. I mean, Empire themselves, a semi-finalist in the advanced division last season, so they're definitely hungry here in season 57, and I think Evan, you and I talked about it a little bit beforehand. I think this season, not only in advance but all throughout ESEA League, is it really feels like it's the most competitive it's ever been in North America.
Yeah, I think so. I think the NA scene as a whole has just really started to take that jump and start to mature into something that is really really competitive, and there is a lot of parity, I think, when you talk about this advanced division. But these two teams that are coming today, like we were talking about, had a lot of recent success, and we're going to take a look at the rosters that they're bringing to the table here. Phantom Sense and Shiraz for Phantom Sense, I should say, coming in as the IGL for the 7-7 squad. Not a great end to the most recent advanced division season, coming in at 34th, but definitely not anything to sneeze at. I think this team definitely has a high ceiling. I think they just need a little bit more time to really gel, and I don't think things really went the way they were hoping for in that season. But you look at the other side with Empire. I mean, you had said it, Phaser. This is a semifinalist team out of season 56, 10-4 in the regular season. This is a very well built team with some high level ELO face it players that can really, really make you hurt in the server if you let them get that time and have that patience. This is a very, very scary team on the onset.
Yeah, I think Empire, obviously, our stats are maybe a little bit, I want to say, skewed because Empire had such great success in the playoffs that they were able to, improve those stats and kind of bring up that KD ratio there. But I mean, hey, a third to fourth placement in the advanced division is nothing to scoff at. They are coming in hot, and I mean, take a look at guys like Twigs. Take a look at guys like Bagel. These players, they're going to be important tonight for Empire to get off to a strong start here, 1-0 for the season. I mean, Evan, I feel like there's just we talk about this a lot. We talk about how rank doesn't matter in these scenarios, in these online matches, right? You see the face of Elo and you're like, man, like, 2,900 versus 3,000. What's the difference? But when it comes to Empire, it just feels like across the board, the team is they are prepared and they are really like I want to say like sharpening the knife at all times. It feels like.
Yeah, I think prepared is a good way to say it, and I think it does speak a lot to the experience that these guys have had as a team. I mean, you mentioned all that success in the playoffs, and that really pays out, it pays off, in the onset, because you have a team that they've been together through struggles. They've gone through this sort of gauntlet, and while they might not have finished where they've wanted to, they've at least had a little bit of a taste of what it takes to get there. So I think, while yes, rank technically doesn't matter, I still think that experience
Yeah.
combined with that high rank definitely gives Empire the edge in my eyes, at least. But Phantom Sense, I mean, we definitely have some players on this team that are definitely worth highlighting. We're going to take a look at one of those right now, and we can talk about this section. Going to be sponsored by our friends over at Third Sight, so we want to give them a shout for supporting Canadian Counter-Strike and bringing up, just more members of the community that don't necessarily get the highlights that they deserve. So thank you, Third Sight, for partnering with us. And we got some Canadian talent
Oh
on
yeah.
this Phantom Sense team. We name dropped him earlier, but it's going to be Shiraz. I mean, this guy, he kind of does it all for this team. We kind of mentioned that he's his op IGL. He's been on the team for 4 years now, so he had built up that repertoire. Him and Cloudy, these were the guys that started the team, that those core pieces, right? And while Phantom Sense, they've had some previous success, winners of IM season 53, but obviously when you talk about advanced, it's been a little bit, there's still a lot to be desired, but this is a team that has history and has guys that could definitely make a difference when they need to.
Yeah, I think it's been a little touch and go maybe in advance is kind of a good way to put it for them. But Shiraz, like you said, being that core member, being here for 4 years, playing the game for over 10 years at this point, you have a ton of experience behind you, a true leader, right? As the op IGL, you want to be able to trust the guy who's making the calls, who's making the big decisions, and Shiraz definitely has that ability. We've seen it time and time again, and I think, I'm not gonna lie, I think I checked the Face It page this evening, and I believe he was the 6th ranked player on Face It in Canada. So
That's
I
pretty
mean,
good.
we're
It's not
talking about
bad.
Canadian talent that you're not going to get too much better than that. So again, Shiraz, a huge player here, a huge member of kind of what Phantom Sense is trying to build around in terms of their roster. I mean, we could talk a little bit more, Evan, about this roster. There's plenty of people. I mean, if you're a real knower, if you're a real knower out there, you will know that True North, our second ever stream, was Phantom Sense, a Phantom Sense match way
It's
back. I
true.
believe it was in
That's some ball knowledge
November.
right there.
Yeah, that was a best of 3 back in, I believe it was November, December, that kind of range. But again, a little bit of a different lineup, something we're not accustomed to seeing, at least me and you. I don't think that really takes away from them as a team, though.
No, I don't think so. And I'm trying to remember back to that last broadcast. I remember talking about Lucas a lot. I know this is
Yeah.
another player. Like when you take a look at the face page, this is another one on the side of Phantom Sense that is super high up, and Depend as well, another very high elo player. So just because we're really hyping up Empire right now, it definitely doesn't discredit what Phantom Sense is bringing into the server tonight. These are two very, very solid teams. It's just one maybe is just skewed a little bit better, but obviously it'll be, it'll really come down to once we get in there and we'll get to see everybody. I'm hoping to see both teams get off to a hot start. I think a win tonight means a little bit more, at least in a different way. I think for Phantom Sense to be a great way to start this new season after the last one didn't really go the way they wanted to. And for Empire, it's just sort of reestablishes that we are one of the top teams in advance, and we are definitely someone that should be feared.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a little bit of an upset alert tonight if Phantom Sense take this one. I think just based off of last season's stats, based off of how much kind of how many officials that Empire has been able to play since that regular season ended in season 56, there are definitely some tall tasks ahead for Phantom Sense. But we got to talk about maps, Evan.
It's
You and I,
true.
we both broke it down using, I'm not gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. The best tool out there right now for predicting map vetoes of your opponents, or for us, just predicting what would happen between two teams. And we're gonna talk about our predictions for this series. It is a best of 1. Evan, you and I talked about it. I think Dust 2 or Mirage is on the table. What are you locking in here, buddy?
I don't know. I mean, I think I was going Dust 2 originally, but now I think I'm leaning more towards Mirage just because it's Phantom Sense's number 1 map. And I think if you're Empire, I think to do the research at this point. I think that this is something that Phantom Sense would definitely be feeling very comfortable on. So I think that would be banned out. Now, that being said, a team with Empire's experience, I don't think it really matters if you end up going on Dust 2 or Mirage, because a team with that much experience and that high elo, I mean, once you get to a certain level, it's expected that every team sort of has a rotation or an execution for maps like Mirage and Dust 2 because they're so common, right? So I don't think it really would make a difference. I still probably would favor Empire, but like we were saying before the stream start, I think if Phantom Sense sort of wanted to take an advantage, they maybe should have tried to work in a map that maybe they really like a little bit more. That's somewhat weird, but I don't think we're going to see that. Both teams really like to ban Ancient and Overpass. I think we can for sure say that isn't going to happen tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe we see an Inferno as like a wild card, maybe if there's like nothing left, but we don't have to talk about it any longer. I guess before we reveal the map, Phaser, what's your prediction before we lock
I'm
this
going
one
with
in?
Dust 2. I'm going with
Okay, all
Dust
right.
2,
So we
buddy.
got
I'm
Mirage, we
feeling
got
it.
Dust 2. I think it's gonna be one of the two. Let's see what the map actually is.
Boom.
So I should have stuck with my gut. I should have gone with my gut, but hey,
But
that's
hey,
okay. I'll take that. But but that's fine. I mean, I think if you're Phantom Sense, this is your best shot that you're gonna get. I mean, this is your best map. There really aren't any excuses for this. This is a good one for Shiraz as well. So much opportunity to make an impact early as an opper. So if Shiraz is gonna have sort of like a legacy game tonight, this is the time to do it, right? We've sort of given you the hype before. You're on a map that definitely would favor an op on even either side. I think you could definitely make a case for an op
Yeah.
to be brought out. So that's going to be a big play. But for Empire now, like we said, there is a lot of experience that comes with these advanced teams that have played so much. So they're also going to be pretty hot to trot on a map like Dust 2. So while I do think this one might have a chance to be close, I still think I take Empire. I'm going to say about like maybe a 13-7. I think it's going to go.
Yeah, I think I'm in kind of the same boat. I think Empire, I think really what it comes down to for me is just like the amount of time and the amount of hours that they have recently spent in officials, right? I mean, I've talked about it I think 2 or 3 times already, but just Empire going deep into ESEA playoffs last season, falling short at the gates, but also just like playing a ton of best of threes. I think that's the way to sharpen your skills the most. I think it's just a true test of grit, and they made it pretty far. I do think it's going to be a close one. I think 13-7 is a good prediction. That range, 13-7, 13-8, that kind of range. I think we're in for a treat tonight, no matter who wins. I think you're watching two really, really good teams duke it out early on in the season. There's not really much else you could ask for.
No, I don't think so. And I think if we start dabbling with more advanced games, it's gonna be good for us to get some experience with
Yeah.
this sort of higher echelon. But no, I am looking forward to this one. And I think for the side of Empire, we didn't really talk about any of the players to watch out for, but you got guys like Coco and KMZ. I mean, these guys are like top 30 Elo for face. And I mean, obviously, once we get to advance, you're going to be seeing these higher level players. But to have two on one team like that, I mean, it definitely shows why Empire is as strong as they are. And those are the two that I'm sort of going to be looking for to sort of make a big impact tonight. Those guys are going to be pretty hard to slow down. But again, we'll see what Phantom Sense has brought to the table tonight. I will say that if we're talking about Phantom Sense, last time on Dust 2 was a little bit rough. It was a 13, I think it was a 13-7. That was a Crossfire playoff game that
Okay.
they lost that series. They lost in 3, but Dust 2 was one of the ones that they had dropped. So, yes, it might be their favorite map, but there have been some recent struggles on it. So, definitely going to need a really big rebound to sort of get back on track here.
Yeah, I mean, Crossfire, we covered a match in that league, a Storm Surge match, and that league is super competitive.
Yeah.
When it comes
Good
down to
teams
it,
in that league.
there are a lot of good teams in North America in that league. So losing in a 2-1 fashion, doesn't matter what your group is, it's a hard fought loss. The scoreline is not really an indicator of kind of what goes down in those matches. It's a different level of intensity with VRS on the line. And I mean, there's not much else I think left for us here, buddy. I think we've kind of
We're,
we've broken
we
it
don't.
down as much as we possibly can. I'm excited to get into the server. I mean, talked about Shiraz, we talked about Lucas, talked about Cloudy a little bit, one of the older tenured teams on Phantom Sense, and I think you know what I will say we haven't talked about Nexity, the coach for Empire. I think having a coach in the call with you in the server potentially, we're not sure if he's actually in the server, but in the server with you potentially is also a huge boost. It just lets the team kind of recenter, refocus themselves during timeouts. And I mean, Nexity's done great things with that team. Like we said, semifinals last season in advanced, and they're competing in multiple leagues. I mean, they were in Crossfire. They were in the group that we were covering. So
Yeah.
it feels like they're a really well-rounded organization. Phantom Sense, like we said, an uphill battle tonight. But if there's ever a time to showcase what you bring to the table against one of these top tier teams in advanced, it's right here at the start of the season.
Well, you mentioned it. I mean, Coach Buff, I think, is a very real thing. Like we cover a lot of Valorant, outside of this as well, and it always seems like whatever the team that we cover, whenever they have Coach playing, it always seems like like you said, whenever you have a timeout, just having that voice just readily available, not even for a timeout, even just like in a match, it is sort of, it's very centering, I think, for
Mhm.
a team. And, when the mentality sort of shifts and you find yourself down, just having that voice to sort of rally the troops and, like, get the team back under control can be very, very valuable for, in this case. And when you have a guy, who's been with the team for so long, obviously there is such a great relationship there. So Empire, they're definitely gonna be, benefiting from that coach buff tonight, I think. But again, we're just waiting to get into the server here. I think all players have joined. I think we're just waiting
Yeah,
to I think
just
we're
waiting
just
to
waiting to
start it up.
connect.
Just waiting
So
to
we
start it up.
should be in very, very shortly. Again, I think we talk predictions. So, and
Talk
again, hey,
predictions.
thank you to the viewers who are coming out and
Hey,
watching us instead of the NCAA championship game tonight. I know there's another big event going on, but if you at least have one on one monitor and us on the other monitor, I mean, much appreciated. But we should definitely be on the main display, I think,
yeah,
with
yeah,
any,
front and
yeah.
center, front
Yeah,
and center.
yeah. Minimize the basketball, or whatever your
We've got
Subway
Counter Strike,
Surfers.
man. We've got Advanced League Counter Strike going
Yeah,
on here.
that's what I'm saying. Like, this is, this is pretty important. I mean, we already sort of talked about series prediction, but I guess we can kind of get into it a little bit deeper than that. Like, who do you think is going to take? Like, who do you think is going to take Opening Pistol? I mean, I don't think we know which side is starting on which,
I
but
I favor the T side. I favor whoever's on T side. I think a quick T side with a Glock, kind of run it down B, or maybe
okay.
I
So,
think
well,
it's Empire.
we did get some comms.
I think Empire is starting on the T side. So
So there you go.
I think Empire on the Glocks are gonna come out swinging, and you know what? Actually, Evan, I don't think we've had a stream since the new reload update has come into effect.
True,
Now
actually,
that I'm
yeah,
thinking about that,
think you're right.
that was the stream, or that was like 2 days. Our last stream was like 2 days before that update, and that is a huge update because it
Hmm.
changes that USPS to have one less magazine, right? So the longer those pistol rounds go, the less options the CTs have, unless you're deadly accurate with it.
It's true, and I think with the USP sort of getting almost like a nerf, like kind of retroactively, it sort of makes the P2000 more of a viable option for
Mhm.
some people because it's like what, 3 or 4 mags in reserve now, I
I
think
think
it is.
it's three.
So yeah, so it's, well, I think most people before sort of like look down on this, on the P2000. It definitely is something to consider because, like you said, if you're not hitting your shots on the CT side and you do find yourself in a little bit of a dogfight of a round, having those extra bullets definitely, could benefit you in the long run. So definitely something to keep an eye on. But I'm sure that all these teams that, they've already done their prep work. Like, they know exactly what they need to do. But it definitely, I mean, since I've been playing, I mean, I definitely catch myself doing it sometimes. It's like it's almost like I'm trying, like, I have to like force myself not to hit R.
Not to hit the R.
Maybe I should just unbind R and just
Hey,
like not have a reload key. I mean, that might be a little extreme,
I
but
mean, one extreme to the other. I think it's just a learning experience. It's just a
yeah.
learning experience. You gotta figure out not to shoot the Mirage window vent and then reload immediately. But hey, that's our skill level. We've got some high action here within the advanced division. Starting out with this is what we love here in our ESEA league, our best of one knife rounds, and they switch sides too, eh?
Yes, I believe you're right, but that's okay. This the slaughter gets underway here at mid. I think it's all just a formality here. Phantom Synth's gonna come away with a knife win, but looks like they're still gonna elect to start on the CT side.
Yeah, I would start on the CT side. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, like you said, if T side is strong, if you start, on your C, like if you think your T side is stronger, it is definitely something to consider. Like, do you save your stronger side for the end, or do you do it at the beginning? And I think it's something that a lot of players kind of go back and forth about. Is it really worth it? But clearly, Phantom Sense feel like they have a decent shot with where they stand right now, and we'll see if your prediction is right, and see if Empire come out swinging. But
There's that B
shading
rush.
towards this B rush. I mean, you have Bagel sort of on an island trying to hold mid here, but Empire, they're already trying to get things going. But you think it was B, but looks like maybe a tunnels play is up on the menu. See Empire, they're still trying to take that space. Those smokes going out towards CT, so space now created for Empire. First shot's going to be traded out. KMZ, the spot's cloudy in that corner. Coco responsible. Look at this. Shiraz with a huge triple to swing things for the side of Phantom Sense. Depend with a double as well. So Empire, they had the strat, but Phantom Sense able to hold it down on the defense. And already off to a hot start on their CT side.
Hey, I mean, great work there from Phantom Sense to hold off that B push. I had a feeling that Empire was going to swing that way on that opening round, but now a buy comes in for the CTs, a scout in the hands of Coco. Start round number 2 here. This is a good way to kind of snowball some good economy. Depend. Finds a nice headshot onto Coco, and AMZ with the Tech 9 able to even things out, but Lucas is close by here in mid doors. Makes things a little awkward here for these CTs. Only one player remaining on that B site. Another smoke goes down though. That's gonna delay any potential move towards that B site. And Empire, they're just gonna pop through these doors. They don't care about anything.
It's got to be a 3-2-1, and it fails. And that's the scout does get picked up by Lucas. That's going to be a big pick for Phantom Sense if you deny the ability of Empire to really farm with that scout. And I mean, this is a great hold as well for Phantom Sense, assuming that they can finish this without losing any more bodies. I mean, what a great conversion for Phantom Sense. You make that even more expensive for Empire coming up into this next round, and the investment for Phantom Sense paying off. We'll get a look at that replay as well. This is a great shot. You're holding down mid. It's Depend, and Lucas just staying the course. Not afraid to get up and personal with the MP9. Phantom Sense, you know, we sort of, you know, we talked up this underdog storyline at the start, and we're saying like, oh, Empire, you know, they're coming in as this super experienced team. You know, they've had a lot of recent success, but maybe we were underestimating Phantom Sense's dust too.
Hey, I mean, it is definitely one of their stronger maps. They've come to play here in the first 2 rounds. I'm gonna call out production right now. I want to watch Lucas come out of spawn next round. I think he has the new smoke lineup for A doors. I'm pretty sure. Oh my goodness, KMZ. Wow. That is an absolute scalper right there to start the round. But
yeah, nice
great work.
Little fade there.
Yeah, nice little fade from lower tunnels. Depend's gonna smoke off this mid doors. It's gonna give these T's a little bit of wiggle room. 40 damage onto that.
That's a great nade.
That is a great nade. Evan, put that one in the book. Put one in the book.
I'm going to write that one down for
our premier game later.
For our premier games coming up later. Look at Shiraz now. He's tucked in the other side of this box. He's going to be one of these lone defenders. The flash pop comes through, and it is going to work out. Lucas not able to find the spray, so Empire now the chance to take space A long. Shiraz is going to have to be careful. He might have to fight a battle on 2 fronts here. Is good to find one, but going to get traded out. So now Empire, they're really trying to press, and it's only one man left standing for Phantom Sense. Depend at mid doors, trying to look down CT in between a rock and a hard place. I think he's just going to have to concede this one.
Yeah, I think a save is in effect here. I mean, gotta make sure you turn that corner. Depend. A nice shot onto Twigs. That's going to reveal his location, though, and Empire, they're hungry for this kill. They got to know. They got to know he's here. Oh, my goodness. This is a whole different beast, Evan. The Advanced Division is a whole different beast, my friend.
That's KMZ's second boozy fade of the round. And that's just another great shot coming through from him. And we'll take a look at this replay as well. Oh, wow. We're on Inferno now.
Hey, this is... There we go. There we go. There we go.
Man,
hey, that's the scalper. That's the
KMZ
scalper.
Killed that guy so hard he transported to Inferno. We saw another game and then got sent back over to Dust 2. Some crazy stuff. But I mean, when you talk about Empire, obviously their best round thus far. That flash play coming out of main doors, super well executed. I thought Lucas was in a great position to maybe find that spray and pray, but just wasn't meant to be. And where he's tucked in now,
I like this.
I really like this play as well. Tucked in with the MP9. We saw how deadly it was earlier, but I think Empire, they definitely have a sense that somebody from Phantom Sense is nearby. I don't know if Bagel maybe got an audio cue or saw something moving through the smoke, but he's definitely suspicious of what he's seeing, and that's going to give the rest of Empire a chance to maybe put some feelers out on other parts of the map.
Well, he's going to be up for a tall task here. 3 members of Empire creeping into doors here. He has to find one. The Shadow is going to help him. Does find one. Finds a second as well, and Coco able to refrag. Almost escapes there with 2, but good value from Lucas there with the MP9 and go for it,
And you know, I think Lucas might have been able to find that triple if he doesn't try and go for the AK there.
Yeah.
I think that's the only reason he falls. But still, I mean, that's great defense from Lucas. And now look at this. I mean, Plant's going to go down, but Phantom Sense still with the man advantage. You have control of A long right now and CT under your control. So depending on how you swing this, you definitely make Empire very uncomfortable. But Shiraz is definitely going to be the one that this flash is going to have to hit. I don't think it does. But with this noise over towards Cat, now this could be a pitch play coming from Phantom Sense. Coco in the 1v2.
Oh my.
It's good to find Shiraz. Just need to land one shot onto Cloudy. Time is ticking away for Phantom Sense. They need to push up, and Cloudy with the USP is going to get it done, but doesn't have enough time.
No kit. No kit on the board. Great work from Empire right there to stall him out. 2-2. Man. Every round, it feels like it tips in favor of one team or another. It feels like every 10 seconds it changes. Great double here, though. I think the reason why he went for this was he didn't expect that third player. And then just realized as he was kind of rounding the corner right there, tried to grab that AK, and good work from Empire to stabilize after a 2-0 or 0-2 start.
Still very close, though. I mean, yes,
Oh, yeah.
Empire wins that, but I mean, Phantom Sense is a kid away from finding a 2-round lead. You're gonna have to eco, though. They're gonna pay for not bringing a kid in the previous round. Already off to a bad start. We're gonna get our first look at an op as well in this round. Coco going to be the one to do it. Now Empire, like you said, they stabilize and they're looking to continue on. This Dust too, and not going to be many left in their wake. Shiraz, it's just 10 HP for the lone CT, and he will fall so flawlessly. Empire continuing to rain terror down on Phantom Sense. Shiraz, he's balling early.
He is balling
for
early.
Phantom Sense, but need the rest of his team to step up as well.
Yeah, I think Empire, they've got the AWP in their hands. I think AWP on the T side is just such a strong, kind of underrated weapon here on Dust 2. I think
Yeah.
make these CTs rotate into awkward positions, and you know, they like if Cloudy overextends here and tries to get to back sight, he's gonna get found out, penned up close. Util's a little late. AMZ finds a headshot. Oh my goodness, a double kill with the MP7 as he gets out onto site.
He has been so deadly with that MP7. I mean, that's another underrated gun, I think, right now. Since the buff for this MP7, it is just an absolute laser in the right hands, and KMZ is proving why you should not sleep on the MP7. And because of that, that's going to be another forced save on the side of Phantom Sense. There's just nothing they can do. You lose the site too quickly. You're not really in a position economically to try and fight this. So 4 rounds in a row now for Empire. And while it was slow, they're definitely starting to wake up and prove why they're definitely one of these top teams in Advanced right now. Phantom Sense need to figure something out to try and keep pace.
I mean, they save 3 rifles, they grab an AK. You lose the round, but, you know, it is what it is. I don't really think they were gonna expect to win that one with such a low buy. Claudia's gonna take a deagle, and the issue now that you're running into if you're Phantom Sense is Empire is just racking up the dough. They are not spending a ton of money to win these rounds as Coco finds an opener onto Lucas in the mid. Not spending a lot of money to win and finding value early on against these CTs.
No one could just seem to go down for Empire. A lot of these rounds, they're doing almost flawlessly, it seems. And for Phantom Sense, that's getting really, really scary now because you've invested so much into starting on the CT side, and it's just not going the way you want. Cloudy tucked into a corner with the deagle, but Quick is just going to annihilate him. And another site takeover for Empire. For Phantom Sense now, I mean, you have the money to try and fight this if you want, but
I don't think it's
don't
worth.
really see it's like it's not worth it because it's 5 men up for Empire. Position revealed for Shiraz, and they're just gonna tear him down on Cat. So last man standing for Phantom Sense. He's gonna just hang out in T-spawn and pray to God that he hangs onto this AK to the next round, because with the way Empire's been playing, Phantom Sense is definitely going to need it.
At least you don't lose the AK. I said it twice now. Man's got to step up here. He's got to find some value, find some picks. It's tough though to get picked off by early. Oh my goodness.
That's bold to try and push mid when you know there's an opera on the T side, but
yeah.
And you mentioned it, T side op on Dust 2. Deadly.
There's so much value to be had. I think it feels like every day someone's finding a new angle to peek these mid doors, and
surely we don't peek them again.
surely we don't run up mid again, right? Right? That looks like a little bit more of a setup here for Shiraz and his op that he's pulled out here on the CT side. Man, sprays through the smoke. It's flashed off, and Empire's going to rethink their way of approaching these sites. Leaning a bit more heavily towards mid now, and I kind of like that for them. I think they've found a lot of success just cutting through mid and smoking off CT, smoking off Cat, and getting onto that B site, which is almost impossible to retake, it feels like.
Just whenever they do execute, it's so quick and thorough for Empire. It doesn't seem like Phantom Sense they really have the time to make an adjustment when they need to, and they're trying to adjust towards this Cat side here. Lucas, he's gonna have to fall back. This Molly forcing that smoke out to try and give him some extra space. Does still have a flash to work with, but you have to think that maybe Empire is gonna try and rethink this doors push. Man, it's gonna be challenged once again.
Wow.
Shots not connecting for the kill. 5 and 2 HP. Phantom Sense just cannot catch a break right now, but a lot of time wasted. 30 seconds left to go for Empire. They're going to have to make a decision.
This has got to be quick. It has to be fast through CT towards B. Lucas, early peek on the flash. It's going to get sprayed down by KMZ. Depend finds one onto KMZ as well. The refrag. This is going to be an all-out war here on the B side. Cloudy finds one. Depend finds another. Rock solid. The two Phantom Sense players. Man, finds one in the back, and Cloudy able to finish it off. Nice two-piece for him behind the car. Tucked in, and I think Empire, they just ran out of a time there. They weren't really sure where they wanted to go, and I was a little concerned. Phantom Sense, they lost their smokes, and with about 50 seconds left, that kind of opened the door to any play that Empire wanted. And they got lucky. I mean, I will say, they got lucky, but, Cloudy kind of had some nice shots right there. I will give him that.
Give credit where credit is due, like you said, but I think Empire, if they find one of those picks, maybe on Cat or on A doors here, I think that maybe opens the ground up a little bit, and they're not wasting any time.
Wow.
They're not dilly-dallying on the other side as man gets sprayed down. So A-long completely open for Empire right now. Shots continuing to be sent down. But no space taken for Empire. They have the option to, but just trying to wait a little bit. More util going out. Molly to clear out car. Another smoke going out near CT. This is going to put Shiraz on a little bit of an island here. Those smokes definitely clouding his vision.
Good patience.
Still no space. Yeah, a lot of patience being shown by Empire. We might have an Opper duel coming up in a second here. Shiraz decides to poke out a little bit more, but again, like you said, patience being shown from Empire.
Here they come. They're going to creep up with this smoke. And Phantom Sense, pardon me, has really nothing to stop them. They have one Molly on the board on Depend, but he's in... Oh my goodness. The shot... Uh-oh. The classic basic bug. It's here. It's back again for ESEA League Season 57. There's nothing we can do, guys. Oh! Whoa! Back on at normal speed, and Coco finds one onto Shiraz. Evan, have we ever seen that before? I feel like we've never seen the bug fix itself.
I don't think we have, but hey, I'm not complaining.
Hey.
And I guess it did add a little bit of tension mid-round there, right before the execution came, but...
It was inevitable.
Hey, it was... You dread it, run from it. It just comes all the same. Unfortunately, Face It has yet to fix that, but that's okay. And look at this, Cloudy. His patience might be rewarded, but surely Twig is going to swing this for him, right?
You would think.
Surely.
But... Oh, it's two of them.
Set up a 3-2-1.
Oh. Now Depends in an awkward spot. Yep.
I mean, at least he finds one. I guess that's... If you're Phantom Sense, I mean, there's not really much you can take away from that round, but I mean, you are able to find at least one pick, so you do still have some money to invest in this round, but Empire getting things back on track. This delayed push on A, I think maybe that was what they were trying to set up in the previous round, but it just didn't really work out. Didn't really have the utility to make it work, and ooh, nice little Dutch angle.
We're getting fancy.
Coming out on the other side for this, really cinematic here at True North Studios. Coco still with that off, still staring down these mid doors. Meanwhile, KMZ has had a very, very solid game. Solid half, I should say, for Empire. He's in on one. There goes Shiraz, pinwheeling off. Cat, Empire able to take space on A.
I was going to say, Lucas has a nice position here if he can catch Bagel off, but that's the downfall of the M4s. Can't one-tap headshot, and now Phantom Sense again in an awkward position. Depend has the op in his hands to bring into the next round potentially for Shiraz, and
I think
look at this. I mean, they're just sending a guy all the way over to T spawn here, and they're gonna clear him out. They don't even care. They're just gonna take their time and close in on these Phantom Sense players. At least Bagel God is a little... Oh, he legged them. Legged them onto Twigs there. He might die. Yeah, he will. Oh, no.
Hey.
That's the op.
Just,
no.
Oh.
No.
Disastrous end to the round. I mean, something good happens, but unfortunately for Phantom Sense, it's just been that kind of night.
Yeah. It has.
And that's a really, really tough pick to happen literally right as the round ends. And that changes the entire look of the end of this half if you're Phantom Sense, because what would have been maybe like a hero op with some Mac 10s is now turned into a full, basically a full eco. And Coco, he still has the op in his hands. He's going to try and switch to the tap 9 and taps away and find Lucas. But after all is said and done, still even at 2 apiece, but bombs still in control for Empire, and they don't know it yet, but they're gonna have A site completely wide open, and this is gonna be another tough retake coming through for Phantom Sense.
Yeah, the 11th round here in this half. Shiraz is gonna go and pick up that op though, so if they do want to attempt it, it is possible, but Shiraz is gonna be bringing it up the rear a little slow, and not a lot of things to work with here. No kit on the board. The flash is going to go out, and now Empire, though, they have to be aware that Phantom Sense is attempting it. Finds one onto Cloudy and Shiraz. Don't get too greedy here. Don't try and take another player with you. Just escape with this op. Go into this last round with the big green and pray that you can find a fourth.
I think that's really all you can do right now if you're Phantom Sense, because Empire has just been completely dog-walking you on the T side. I mean, we knew it might go this way on the onset, but I think Empire, they're coming out and really showing off tonight. Coco as well. I mean, I have to say it, Hayden. I mean, if you remember that song from 2015, "I'm in love with the Coco." Well, I'm definitely in love with what I was seeing. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait a minute. A quintuple off combo to start this Empire. I mean,
This
we're
a
just
true North
trolling.
first.
We're just trolling at this point.
That's a true North first. I don't think we've ever seen more than 2 ops on
Can
the
we
board.
Gotta go back and get a screen grab of that.
Oh my gosh, I wish
this was a real moment that happened
that was
in
crazy.
an advanced game.
They all just towered up there in suicide and then just waited for a Phantom Sense member to cross. And look at that though, they were able to go back and refund them, get 3 AKs on the board. So they're not messing around here. They're not just playing this round as a joke. They understand what's at stake. And once again, oh, okay guys, we're cooking with these free camps. We're cooking with these transitions.
Empire execute coming through, utility aplenty, being sent on a long, and it's going to be Phantom Sense to find the first pick, but Coco once again coming through and finding another big pick. Lucas full flash, but is able to find a pick onto Bagel, but still the carnage just coming through for Empire. Once you think that Phantom Sense maybe has an advantage in a fight, Empire just come through and shut everything down. A 9-3 first half for Empire. What more can you say about the dominance we've seen thus far?
Yeah, just a great rebound overall. I mean, oh, here we go. Look at this tower, man. A firing squad. A firing squad of ops. And it was, like you said, a valiant effort to try and, you know, take one on the for the road there at the end of the half by Phantom Sense, but they have to be a little bit more sharp here on their T side.
Well, now if you're Empire as well, you built up such a considerable lead that even if for some reason Phantom Sense has an insane T side, I mean, you've already set yourself up pretty well for the rest of this game. So it's going to have to be perfect from Phantom Sense to try and find a way back in, but definitely think that's going to be a tall order. Bagel going to get things started for Empire. It's going to be finding man now. The rest of the team closing in on Cat, and that's bombed down cold as well. Empire continuing to pour it on. Lucas trying to take more space and is going to force Coco to retreat, but already down 3, and Bagel adding another. This round coming down, collapsing around Phantom Sense. They're going to have to try their best to get this plant down, but not even going to happen. Bagel and Coco doing it themselves. Empire finds double digits, and I think that might have been the dagger right there.
Did Bagel just jumping burst Glock that player?
I think so.
I
believe that is what happened.
That is what you call a tilter. That is what you call let's get off the game and play again tomorrow, maybe. That was crazy. 1 HP as well? How are you going to let... Oh my goodness.
Well, like we said, it's just been that kind of night.
Yeah.
For Phantom Sense. I mean, nothing has really gone their way.
Oh no.
Since the beginning, I guess. I mean, you start with 2, and then it's just nothing after that. But ooh, that's very dangerous. Phantom Sense lucky that They just got a couple scrapes off of that frag, but Empire still doing their best to hold this down. A little bit of a backstab. Near suicide, and the rest of this pitch is going to come through. They have been so deadly with these SMGs. Coco with a hot swap to the USB, right back to the MP7. Shiraz, in between a rock and a hard place, is going to try and run away into tunnels. Burst fire, oh my god, is going to find
Wow!
But the dragnet is closing around, pinwheeling around as Shiraz on the stairs. And in a fast and furious round in mid, Empire walk away with their round number 11.
Man, they're all over the place, Empire. It feels like last round they weren't really getting too aggressive with their USPs, and now that they have SMGs, they're just taking as much space as they feel like, and they don't really have any regard for what Phantom Sense might be bringing to the table. But rifles on the board now for them, so if you got anything left in the tank, it's got to be right here. It's got to be right now with the AKs.
And then some.
Yeah.
I think as well, because you dug yourself into such a hole right now that it's gonna have to be perfect from here on out. But the way Empire's been playing, I don't really see that happening. I mean, you look at the econ as well for Phantom Sense; they're not really in a position to try and fight for a site. So if you lose 2 or 3 guys right off the rip and bomb goes on hold, that's basically the round right there. And
Wow.
it doesn't even matter if Coco can't even see. He's still going to hit the shot on Lucas. And that's going to cause pause for Phantom Sense. Team is split oh, thanks. Team is split currently, but maybe trying to find a way through here. And got some time to look at that again. I mean, he has just been on one tonight, Coco. I mean, it doesn't matter what gun you give him. He's just fragging. Ethical.
No
CS.
regard. No regard for Phantom Sense whatsoever.
You gotta be
Getting
quicker than that
Yep.
if you're Empire.
Molly comes out. Oh my goodness.
No,
Oh no.
Oh no. Come, Phantom Sense.
Oh
Man.
Bagel God finds the last there. That's just.
I thought they had it.
A little hesitant. It looked like just to, because there's no smoke to really cover your, you know, for lack of a better word, cover your ass while you check the guy in pit against this Opper. That you have to peek him, and Coco got up close and personal with him. He wasn't even going to stand back on the side. He was just going to get up close and create a crossfire that turned out to be the demise of Phantom Sense. And now, like you said,
Flash as well.
yeah, a great flash. Like you said, that might be it. Lucas goes down. A couple Mac 10s on the board, and Empire looks to comfortably take this one.
It's definitely not a good sign when you're on match point. The only thing you can bring is a couple Mac 10s at a Tech 9. Definitely dire straits for Phantom Sense, but they're still going to give it their all. As this B-Rush coming through, flashes out. Space trying to be creative, but Coco just continuing to be a demon with the Op of Doom and Despair, and Twigs adding the double on the end. An exclamation point on a dominant win for Empire. I mean, I thought 13-7 was maybe being a little bit generous, but clearly I underestimated the strength of Empire because they just came in and completely dog-walked Phantom Sense. My goodness.
Yeah, I mean, the pistol and the follow-up for Phantom Sense in the first half was good. I think there was a lot there to take away, but once it got into the rifle rounds, they looked a little, I mean, disconnected, I guess is the word, maybe. I think Empire, they just had some more, like, they had a better understanding of where Phantom Sense was going to be and when they were going to be there. I think the greatest example of that, I can't remember the round exactly, it was just only a few rounds ago where we said that Phantom Sense, they escaped that lower tunnels there. They got 2 nades thrown at them, 27 total damage against them. They knew exactly where they were going to be. They were lining those nades up before they even saw them. So, you know, I think, yes, it was a rough go for Phantom Sense. I think you just need to work on a little bit, you know, just playing a bit more together, maybe just kind of understanding and stalling out your your opponent a little bit more, because when Empire got uncomfortable, they looked like really lost on like the one round that Phantom Sins took, and there was a couple of saves that Phantom Sins called that Empire kind of looked a little shaky, but overall a really clean game from Empire, and a great way to start this season.
No, absolutely. And I mean, you got to give it to credit to guys like Coco. I mean, we already talked about how much of an impact that he was making, but this guy was just all over the place. You know, you give him the op, he's good for at least one. You give the man to SMG, also good to fry a little bit. You know, if he's tucked in a corner or just, you know, you set up that pinch play like we saw in mid where we had two players from Empire with SMGs just get this great pinch play and just absolutely dissolve everything that Phantom Sense were really trying to throw at them. And that just goes to show you the experience. I mean, we were talking about how elo doesn't really mean anything, you know, in some situations, but it definitely meant something tonight because these top heavy players for Empire really looked strong, and I think that was probably the biggest difference maker for me is that Phantom Sense they just couldn't keep up. I mean, once you gave Empire rifles, that was it right there. You have too many good players that are just so deadly accurate. It's hard to stop teams that have that and then also have the experience to back it up as well. So unfortunately, it was not Phantom Sense's night. We'll have to go back to the drawing board on Dust 2, but good start for Empire and a good start for us in
Hey,
season 57. So Phaser, hey, thanks for hanging out with
glad to
us
be here.
tonight. Always fun to have a Phaser not really Evan cast. Hopefully we'll get to do some more coming up this week. And obviously, a thank you, but we got to give a shout out to the rest of Prod as well. So thank you to our lovely director tonight, Carl Varsil Godin, on the sticks tonight. Always a good time when he's in the director's chair. And we got Miguel and Adrian
Yeah, and Landon
tonight,
from the
and
free
Landon as
camps,
well. Landon
a new
making his True
member.
North Studios debut tonight.
Yep,
I thought we
and
did some good
Wyatt.
free. Hey, got a shout out White as well, and Landon as well. I thought we had some pretty solid free camps tonight. So excellent debut coming through from Landon, and obviously we got to thank our partners over at Third Sight and Counterstrat for sponsoring us here at True North Studios. Always very much appreciated, and thank you to the teams as well. You know, Phantom Sense and Empire. Thank you guys for being game and letting us tune into some of the action tonight. Always great stuff to see. I don't really think there's anything else really to say at the end of your Phaser.
No,
Anything you need to add?
I think you summed it up pretty good. I think you here at True North, I think we're gonna dip into the advanced division a little bit more this season. There's a lot of talent here that really goes kind of under the radar. So, like you said, a great stream. Thank you to the production staff. Thank you to our sponsors, Counter-Strike and Third Sight. But yeah, that's it for us here at True North Studio. We're gonna be back on Wednesday. We're not gonna reveal exactly what we're going to stream just yet. It's a little bit of a secret, but you stay tuned to the socials and you'll figure it out eventually. So until then, have a wonderful evening, and we will see you all on Wednesday. Kind of snowball somewhere. They're just gonna pop through these doors. They don't care about anything.
Long. Shiraz is going to have to be careful. He might have to find one, but going to get traded out. So now Empire, they're really trying to...
Uh-oh. Make sure you turn that corner. Depends. The door is here. He has to find one. Shadow is gonna help him.
Says Coco. 1v2.
Coco's a little late. KMZ gets sprayed down by KMZ. Depend on Phantom Sense players. And finds one in the back, and Cloudy.
4 on 8. That maybe opens the crowd up.
Whoa! Back on at normal speed.
So back 10s is now turned into a full, basically a full eco. And Coco, he still has the opposite Advanced Division song from 2015. I'm in love with the Coco. I'm definitely in love with what I was seeing.
Oh!
Execute coming through. Utility aplenty. Doing their best to hold us down. Here's Suicide, and the rest of this pitch is going to come through. They are 3 guys right off the rip, and Bong will fire.
Molly comes out. Oh my goodness.
No,
Oh,
no.
Whoa, you feel me? Yeah, you feel me? Nah, that's real. Keep it on West Coast, cause I feel like we cats don't show us the love.